Okay, we have our special guest, Richard Ker. We give you a warm welcome. First of all, I really appreciate, it's very rare to have a big influencer coming all the way to help us today, to give us insight. He's the founder and chief storyteller, Arcade Digital. In fact, he has 264,000 followers today in Facebook, and maybe more social media, which I haven't discovered yet. So actually 500,000 followers worldwide. What I see is only the Facebook Malaysia, right? So he's actually a former CMO of Aerodyne and head of innovation, Cyberview. So we are very grateful and very happy that he's here today to be our guest.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm your host for today, and we shall start the podcast. Not podcast, we actually fireside chat. Yeah, okay.
Wow, this is full. No, I'm not saying your tummy full. Okay, that's good.
Okay, I think as a start, we would love to have Richard to actually introduce himself. I'm always very curious. I have now actually heard people surname by Ker, you know?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, could it be because you are from different location? Maybe you could
Background.
basically introduce, yeah.
First of all, I'm not the cousin of Miranda Kerr.
Hopefully
not.
so.
Yeah, she has double R. So you want for me to start?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sure.
So firstly, I'm just curious, like, who wants to be entrepreneurs just now? I saw, who are the aspiring entrepreneurs? Few people. Okay, please don't do it. You're gonna torture yourself. I'm sure the entrepreneurs know, right? We do it. And I think myself, I also run my own company today. I've been running it for 4 years now. I would say it's a struggle. If it's not a struggle, then it's not a business, right? So a bit of introduction. Thanks, Arthur, for the brief introduction. So my name is Richard Ker. That is actually my first name and last name. Actually, my name is much, much longer. I'm actually originally from Sabah. But of course, I'm already based here. Any Sabahan in the house? Just 1 person, 2, 3, nice. 4 person, you can have lunch. Okay. So my name is much, much longer. It has a first name, middle name, last name, and my Chinese name. So I'm actually mixed, not even Chinese, actually. I'm 25% Chinese. My dad is, they call it Sino-Karazhan, which is Chinese and Karazhan, whereby my mom is a Filipino. Yeah. In Sabah, it happens like that. And in Sabah, they said, everyone is your cousin. Literally, right? Because everybody, there's a lot of mixed marriage.
It's not because of Project ID, right?
It can be. It can be. Who knows? Please delete it, yeah? Okay. So my journey is actually, I studied electronics engineering. But throughout the years, I actually spent about 10 years living in Beijing, in China, where I was working in the IT industry. So towards my last few years in China, I ventured into an accidental entrepreneurship, which I will share later. And then China got a little bit expensive, as you know. China is no longer a cheap country, as you know. Anyone has been to China before? Okay, a lot of you. Those who have not been to China, can I see? Hey, please go lah. It's an eye opener, seriously.
No, while the renminbi is still pretty cheap at the moment.
You don't have to apply for visa. I mean, tickets are okay lah, not too expensive, right? But please go. It's gonna open your eyes to so many things, especially those into entrepreneurship. So I came back. So when I came back, I wanted to do my own thing, but I did not know anyone. That was the hard part lah, actually. I tried multiple things, didn't take off. Most of them failed, actually. So I said, hey, I need to get to know people. Then I started to know the existence of this government agency called Magic. Are you guys familiar with Magic? Yes? Anyone who has not heard of Magic before? Don't worry, I won't ask you to do anything. 1%. So it was a government agency that was responsible to build the startup ecosystem in Malaysia back then. Great branding, great programs, but they killed it. They killed it. Not killed, lah. They actually merged with Technology Park Malaysia. So they became Meranti, they became something else. So it was unfortunate because it was the go-to for people to learn about entrepreneurship, go for the programs, accelerator program. So when I found out about the job, they were actively looking for people back then. And then, as you know, when you see job vacancy, right? When you see job vacancy, normally what you do, you will apply lah, you will send email. And like in most cases, when you send emails like that, it goes to a black hole. It doesn't get processed lah. So I said, hey, I'm really interested to work at Magic because it's relevant to what I was doing in China. Then back then the founding CEO was Cheryl Yeo. Cheryl Yeo is a Malaysian who was in Silicon Valley, brought back to Malaysia to run Magic back then. Then I said, okay, how do I reach out to the CEO? Then what I did was, because I know there was a job vacancy, right? They were looking for a program manager back then for the accelerator program. So I said, okay, let's do this. Let's do a combination of her name, Cheryl at Magic, Cheryl.yo at Magic, everything, all the different combinations. So I sent the email and then she replied. I said, hey, coincidentally, we're looking for people. So again, long story short, I was able to work at Magic. Then I joined Cyberview, which is the company that is responsible for the development of Cyberjaya. And in fact, a lot of things that we have today, it's because of the MSc. Seriously. It's the most underrated story ever. Then I joined a tech company called Aerodyne. Then eventually I run my social media marketing today, social media marketing agency. So what we do is we help businesses to grow their online presence through social media content. Because I believe everyone here is, or probably most of you are on social media. Anyone not on social media here? Don't worry. Anyone not on social media? Probably too scared lah. It's okay. Too scared. Okay, so that's the backstory lah. That's the introduction.
It's amazing. I think I agree truly. Entrepreneurship is quite a lonely, right? And quite a tough, extremely difficult journey.
It is, yeah. If you say easy, it's not entrepreneurship lah.
So it's like, sounds like it's very easy. I want to be my own boss, right?
Yes.
But you realize that you actually work 24/7 after that.
Yes, because you'll be serving all your bosses lah. Your customers are your bosses, right?
So it's actually a very amazing background that you come from. Magic, I heard of it, but I didn't really go into that until, right?
Yes.
It's now Meranti.
Yes.
I think MSc is really a big thing. From there, now it's like a bit quiet down, right?
Yes. Because,
maybe you could also share with us actually what went wrong or what went right actually from MSc, from your experience.
Okay, maybe, I don't know if they're interested. Are you guys interested in that story of MSc? So of course, back in the 90s, when we had Prime Minister back then, Tun Mahathir, who is already 101 years old, I think, 102?
Yeah, I think so.
It was a visionary thing, right, back then, because Malaysia was in the transition of from a manufacturing-based economy to a knowledge-based economy. Back then. And then there was a proposal that came from one of the consulting firms back then. Said if Malaysia wants to be competitive, they need to start building the knowledge economy, which is the basis of MSc. So of course, the country's management back then took the advice and started to introduce the whole concept of MSc. In fact, Malaysia was actually the pioneer in a large scale to implement IT initiative, which is totally a thing back then. If you're a Gen Z, you probably have no idea what is the MSc.
Was it supposed to be the next Silicon Valley?
No. That was actually a wrong angle. That was a totally wrong angle. It was taken out of context by the media. And that's why it sounded like a failure, right? So anyway, the MSc, it's meant to bring Malaysia to another level, to build IT infrastructure, knowledge economy, and to enable Malaysians to produce world-class IT solutions basically back then. So of course with that, and of course Malaysia back then was quite growing like 10% every year, right? Malaysia was really rich back then. Seriously, we were quite rich. So we were on track to reach the 2020 vision and everything back then. So they built Putrajaya, Cyberjaya and everything. So of course, if you think about the whole 30 years, in fact, MDAC is celebrating the 30th anniversary this year. 30 years. And why this is quite interesting, right? Do you guys know the logo of the MSC? What does it look like? Spike, right? Yeah. In fact, if you check your IC, everyone has this on their IC actually. Is everyone here Malaysians? Any non-Malaysians here? Okay, you guys can show your IC to him. There's this MSC logo, which is totally, to me, it's amazing because it shows our history, our heritage. So that logo actually represents something. It actually represents, I think basically the multimedia super corridor, MSC, right? One is Kuala Lumpur, one is the KLIA, and of course one is the Putrajaya or something like that. But the whole concept is that Malaysia is producing something for the world, which is in the IT side. So again, as I said, if you look if you zoom out, it failed like the MSC failed. But if you think about what we have today, especially in Southeast Asia, I think our payments infrastructure is probably one of the best in the world. Don't you guys think? The QR payments, and you'll be surprised when foreigners come here, they said, wow, you can just pay and using QR and everything when you make money transfer, it's instant, because that doesn't happen in many countries. Yeah. Of course, the LHDN like it, so they can track everything, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's one of the things. And I think what we have today, all the companies that we have been attracting, and even today, when you have the semiconductors industry booming, it's because of this whole thing. So I like to tell this kind of story because it makes me appreciate of what we have rather than saying what we don't have. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually quite, amazed by the size of MSC, right? Every time you go to Cyberjaya, you see such a huge space and structure that I felt for entrepreneurs, it's not fully utilized. I think there's a lot of things that we can really do to make full use of the MSC. That's why I want to know more. I would like to know more from you about storytelling, how the storytelling comes into businesses and how it actually helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm in the business of telling stories, like storytelling. That is how I brand myself as a storyteller, because you have to admit storytelling is actually the best way to do marketing. 100%, 1000%. And those who do not leverage on storytelling, you're going to miss out a lot of things. Because this is from my experience when I was working with Magic before. When I was working at Cyberview, we dealt with so many founders and entrepreneurs, great companies, great products, great services, but they struggle in terms of doing their marketing. And that's actually one of the reasons why many companies died, because they really don't know how to market themselves. So I said, okay, so that's a big pain point. So at the same time, I was also creating content on my social media platforms. Back then, it was because I've learned some social media skills as I was doing my side gig and everything. But when I was with Magic, we were also trying to promote our programs. And we cannot fully rely on our marketing team because they're also quite busy. So I said, okay, why don't I promote some of the programs on my platforms? Then we managed to attract people to join our accelerator program and everything. Then I said, if I'm very straightforward to just promote the program, right, I can see the engagement is quite low. But if I tell stories of the entrepreneurs, of their success, the engagement is actually much, much, much higher. Said, oh, okay, so this is the way. Then I trying to learn more about storytelling. In fact, storytelling has been around for the last 30,000 years. It has evolved through different mediums, started off as cave drawing. So that was your ancestor. Yeah? Cave drawing, then it becomes scriptures. That's when we have our Quran, Bible, whatever. Then, of course, throughout the years, it has evolved through different medium like televisions, radio, and of course, today we have social media, which is a tool that everyone in this room has. Yeah. Now I just want to understand a little bit. Who's here actively using Twitter or X? Twitter. Anyone? Active user of Twitter? Couldn't be like just one person. Okay. Okay. So these are the toxic people. Toxic people. Threads. Anyone active on Threads? So these are the newly toxic people. Yeah, Threads. Facebook. Facebook. Anyone active on Facebook here? Okay, we are the. That's why Mark Zuckerberg loves you guys. We are the dinosaurs. But Mark Zuckerberg won't let Facebook die because it's too big to die actually. So don't worry. I think in many sense, you can see that those who are on Facebook, they have somewhat this purchasing power, and you shouldn't run away from Facebook. I still believe in Facebook, and actually, my biggest audience is actually on Facebook. How about TikTok? TikTok. Anyone active on TikTok here? Okay. The rest are liars. Okay. IG, Instagram. That's good. That's good. I'm trying to grow my Instagram. It's the slowest to grow. How about LinkedIn? Anyone active on LinkedIn? Okay, so these are the people who connect to others for no reason. Keep it up. Keep it up. Yeah, so again, how do we leverage on these tools, right? Because these tools are already in front of us. And why storytelling is, with AI and everything, AI will make everything look the same. But storytelling will make everything different because no AI can replicate or have this point of view of me at this point in time for me to give that story. And the same for you guys. Each of you in this room, you have your experience and skills and nuances, whatever lah, your stories, your background, your personality. And that's what actually makes it so powerful. And if you can craft a story by leveraging on social media, that's already going to make you different from your competitors, seriously. And that is actually the opportunity people are missing out. The biggest opportunity. People still think that social media is irrelevant, but in fact, everybody goes to social media today. That is actually the point of entry to your brand, to your company. People get to know you first from normally on social media rather than newspapers or radios. That is the reality today. And that is why I built this company, because I believe that is the way to grow. And we have some great use cases that we can showcase and talk about it. So basically, that is my introduction about the importance of storytelling.
I think that part on the storytelling, as much as the entrepreneur would like to share the story,
Yes.
I think there's this deep fear of putting our face up there, right? How people would judge us.
Yes.
And now with AI, they can actually take your video and photo and
Correct.
exactly, it sounds like you,
Yep.
speak like you, but actually it's not you.
Yes.
So how do you look into this?
Okay. Anyone in this room who has who is over 50 years old? Can I see? Over 50? Okay. It's okay. That's good. You guys have great experiences. And these are one of the why I said it's important. Because for many reasons, based on your, sorry ma'am, what's your name? Nicki Minaj. Kidding, right? So, no, I like to that because it's a storytelling. I can remember her name because I'm bad with names. Now I'm going to call you Nicki Minaj. For sure, you have a lot of experiences and skills. And the great thing about that is we people, ordinary people, we want to learn from people who are relatable, who are just a few steps ahead of us. Elon Musk is successful. Mark Zuckerberg is somewhere there, but they are not relatable. They are like a million steps ahead of us. Why don't we learn from somebody like Nicki Minaj? Right? Relatable. We can learn from her. And you, sir, sorry, what's your name, sir? Winston Churchill. Right? From Winston. That's the thing. That's the reality. So why did I ask about the age? 100 years from now, most of us won't be in this room. And nobody will remember. Seriously. Nobody will remember. So you might as well just do it.
AI will.
AI will. AI will stay. But most of us won't be here. So for me, because life is short, just do it, man. Seriously. Yeah.
I think because of all this, identity theft that's
Yes.
going on, right?
Yes.
I think a lot of us have come across this Facebook ads.
Yes.
Prime Minister,
Yes.
some celebrities
Yes.
selling you something
Yes.
and join a certain group. So how do you address that fear or concern?
Truth be told, somebody has been trying to do this for me, using my profile also. So just a few days ago, there was this. Suddenly, a few friends started to message me and said, "Hey, is this your profile? Because the name is Richard Ker _ Tobo. Sounds like African. Tobo. So, it must be an African scammer,
Your
right?"
picture is there?
Yeah, they use this picture actually, this yellow one. Said now because we just report it lah. I mean, there's nothing much you can do. So you can. So the good thing is when you subscribe to Meta with the verification, they're actually quite responsive. They can just remove it. Yeah, but you're not gonna reach that prime minister level where they're gonna use that video and create something. I think it's quite rare lah, actually. To be honest, even at my my number of followings, rarely lah, actually, to be honest. Unless if you reach the level of Khairul Aming. Everybody knows Khairul Aming here? Who doesn't know Khairul Aming, please? Who doesn't know Khairul Aming?
Khairul Aming.
Okay, please leave the room, seriously. Kidding. Please look for Khairul Aming. He's an inspiration of how he's leveraging on storytelling.
Pingyang.
Pinyang is. Khairul Aming is a bit up lah. Pinyang a little bit. But of course, they always work together, right? Look for him and learn how he used storytelling to build his business. So this is actually a good use case, yeah, for Khairul Aming. Let me share you a little bit. Want to listen or not? Okay. So if you think about Khairul Aming, right? How does he do it? Like, why do people wants to buy his sambal, whereby there are 1,000 more sambal sellers out there? Why is his restaurant called? What is it called? Rembayung. See, everybody knows. Why do people queue up? It's because he leverages on social media. He's using storytelling. He builds an audience. He makes his content so simple, digestible, and of course, Malaysians love food, right? That's the natural way of building an audience. And if you understand the funnel, you guys understand the marketing funnel, when he creates content, he focuses on the top of the funnel, getting his content discovered. So when he started to create content mainly during COVID, during COVID, cooking recipe. Anyone has done his cooking recipe before? See, 1, 2, and good job. 3 people, okay. 4, okay. Suddenly so many people want to raise their hands. Just now, nobody. Making his content so digestible even for your aunties or your machi. And then as you go down the funnel, he creates the interest, right? Interest and desire. He engages with his audience. He does his TikTok live and everything. He talks to people. He responds to the comment. So that's how you nurture your audience in some ways. So at the bottom of the funnel, where basically they call the action, CTA. So when he runs his TikTok live, sold out. Anybody was able to buy his sambal or not during his TikTok? Anybody? Sorry? Sambal dendeng. Did you manage to buy? Okay, she's the lucky one. She's the lucky one. Because a lot of people did not get to buy. So if you look at the funnel, it's like really taking through his audiences, from audience to become customers. So tomorrow, say for example, Khairul Aming said, hey, tomorrow I'm going to sell Khairul Aming bicycle. 1,000%, there will be buyers of bicycles. And everyone in the country is going to start cycling. Yeah? Because the power of his influence, of course, because he runs this guy. Sorry, what's your name? What's your name? Yeah. No, your name. Same. His name is Same. Not the same as me. Same. He runs a KOL platform. So talk to him later if you want to understand about what his offering is. Yeah, so this is the power of storytelling, the power of using social media. When we look at social media, right, I think I'm going to give my perspective also, right? It's either you see it as a weapon or as a tool. Politicians, of course, they use it as a weapon, lah, right? But we can use it as a tool. It's a powerful thing already available in front of us, and leveraging on our experiences and Nicki Minaj skills and Winston Churchill skills and experience, you can truly build something, seriously. You can build a brand that it can really go far. And that's what I believe in. That's what I believe in, and that's what I've been advocating to my clients also. Sorry, is my answer too long every time?
No,
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
So I can save more questions
Okay.
later. I want to ask you on that. Facebook, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of this confusion about Facebook group, page, and
Okay.
communities. Can you
Yes.
explain a bit more?
On
So
Facebook side?
where shall we focus on to
Okay.
tell a story?
To tell a story. Okay, firstly, I think people sometimes confuse what story to tell, right? And people will ask, should I tell story of myself as the founder, or should I tell story of my brand? There's no right or wrong. Both are actually applicable. So if you already have a Facebook page of your company, stop talking about products. Yeah. In fact, Steve Jobs said this before. The best way to market is the absence of the product. And this is so much applicable, especially on social media, because people don't want to be sold. People go on social media to learn, to be entertained. And that is why you cannot, or no, I'm not saying cannot, but do not spend every post talking about your product. So this is how you can infuse storytelling of your business. Storytelling can be of anything. What I believe in for any business, for as long as there are human beings, there are stories to tell. And how do we do this for our clients, for example? So we work for this fertilizer company. So if you think about fertilizer, right? How do you think how to sell fertilizers online? How do you guys think? Any idea? Anybody wants to? I just want to listen. Sorry? Yes, of course it's good for the plants. That's why it's fertilizer. Yeah, but how do you sell it? How do you sell it? Show them how to use it. Okay. Okay. Maybe you're trying to educate. Yeah, educate. Who said that just now? Who said that? See, I don't know what happened to the person. Disappear. Harry Potter. Okay. How else do you think to sell fertilizer? Show the beautiful flowers. Of course, that's the result. Yeah, possible. But how do you bring the human elements to it? And this is what we did for this fertilizer company. You can ask me later. We bring out the stories by going behind the scenes, talk to the people, talk to the consultants. So the consultants will be the ones who will be talking about their life in living in the plantation, for example, yeah, because they focus on oil palm plantation. So we went to the ground. We went to the oil palm plantation, talked to the people, talked to the workers, showing videos of them, they call tombak lah, right? What do you call that? Harvesting the oil palm.
Last time menoreh getah lah.
Yeah, sekarang menombak kelapa sawit. Menombak kelapa sawit. Talk to their founders, share their stories about building the company. So one of the interesting stories from that was one of their staff, she's actually a Timorese. Have you guys heard of Timorese before? It's very common in Sabah. They're from Timor, right? East Timor. So apparently she grew up in Sabah. She went to Chinese school. And she speaks Mandarin. And because we feel that, wow, this is actually quite interesting. So we interviewed her, and then she was taking a tour where she lives inside the plantation, showing a tour of where she lives, where she works, speaking in Chinese. And that video went viral. Went viral because we bring out the stories of that. So back to your question. For me, stop talking about the products.
Wait. The fertilizer, how is it associate?
How does it associate? What do you mean? Associate as in what?
Here.
Here.
How do you bring in the fertilizer thing, in this ads here?
Yeah, so when people see the brand, right? So Go back to the discovery again. So the people discover the content. Say, hey, this page is interesting, lah. There's a lot of storytelling. There's a lot of human elements. People on the ground. They're gonna start following the page. So when one of the content, we're gonna talk about people educating on how to use their fertilizer. When the guy mentioned just now, then that's when we get the interest. People gonna start asking, hey, where to buy your fertilizer? Then it's a more natural way to engage with the audience and they become your customers. And because they believe in what you do, it's not just about trying to sell, you're also trying to bring the human elements to the company. And that makes your brand even more powerful. Yeah.
Does this show the product in your?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Then you can put placement, ma. You can put placement like this, yeah. By the way, they didn't sponsor me, so I just put this here.
I see that in a lot of Chinese
yes, I know.
show.
So I take this because it has no sugar.
Okay.
This is not an ad, by the way.
Oh, it's your own company.
I just bring this. I like
just
this.
joking.
Yeah. So with so many, I mean, I can understand social media can be confusing for so many people. Whether you want to run ads, organic content. Of course, in most people, they will focus on the bottom of the funnel. They run ads. Yeah. It's the most straightforward way to do that. You run ads. But if you believe in building brand, want to push your brand story out there, create organic content, focus the top of the funnel, middle of the funnel. Because what happens when people see ads today? What happens if you see ads? What do?
Skip.
Say, obvious reason, right? You will skip it. But what's going to make it powerful is when you have a performing organic content, you should boost it. And that's going to double down or triple down your leads, basically, your leads or the sales. Yeah. So that's why we still believe in organic content first before running ads. So groups, right? What's great about Facebook, groups still exist, which means I have heard this many times from Gen Zs. They don't go on Facebook unless if they follow certain Facebook groups to get updates, to get content or whatever lah. So this is still relevant. So that's why the dinosaurs out there, don't worry, we are still relevant. Maybe you can start creating groups already. You never know, right? Especially in the lines of your business, create a group, attract people, share things, build that community. Because social media is also moving towards that community base, who share the same interests, the same goals. Yeah, so maybe something to explore.
I saw some part of your post recently. You mentioned about fractional CMO, right?
Yes.
So can you explain a bit more on that part?
Thank you, Arthur, for promoting. So this is what I believe in, because I think a lot of companies today, firstly, they don't want to have a huge overhead. Yeah. And I think based on my experience and in building a brand, doing marketing, I want to offer this service to companies who believe they have that budget to hire me as a fractional CMO. So as a fractional CMO, I will come in and give you advisory on how do you do your brand storytelling? What content you should focus on? How do we want to run your ads? Basically a chief marketing officer role, but not a full-time basis, where I come in and give you that advisory. We spend 2 sessions per month, 60 to 90 minutes, going through whatever your plans and make sure that you have a person to execute that, because I'm not going to execute that for you. I'm going to give you direction, clarity, and hopefully that your company can grow.
So basically it's like a strategic advisor role, right?
Yes. It's like when they call it the virtual CTO, virtual CFO, something like that lah. But this is more marketing.
Okay.
Yes.
So in terms of because of AI, right?
Yes.
And nowadays there's a lot of things that you can ask your LM.
Yes.
It's getting powerful more by the day. So how does that actually affect or maybe help in your consultancy or advisory role?
Yes.
Because easily you can ask that to list out the whole thing for you.
What do you think? Have you done it?
Yeah.
How's the result?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. So that's the answer. No one can beat, at this point in time, the human element is still very important. Yeah, it is still very important. AI will help you in many, many ways, for sure, 100%. I also use AI, for sure. But the human elements will not go away. And that is the only thing that the AI cannot take at that point in time. At least for now, lah, right? At least for now.
Who knows, one day we will see robots coming here to represent someone who can't come, right?
Yeah. What do you mean? It's already happening in China.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So those
We
who
should wait.
haven't been to China, please go. Yeah, it's eye-opening.
Yeah. First time I actually been to China is eye-opening for me as well.
Yep.
I think the vibes is very much different.
Yes.
You see, no Singaporeans here, right? You see, kiasu, kiasi, right?
Maybe they are pretending to be Singaporean.
I think
Wilson, are you Singaporean? Wilson? Who is Vincent? No? No, okay, that's good.
Okay. So,
Okay, pure
yeah,
Malaysian.
as much as we joke about the kiasu, right? If you go to China, it's even worse, right?
Yes, of course.
Because the kind of competition that we see
Yes.
over there.
They call it juan.
Juan, you know, juan.
Yeah, nei juan, right?
So now it's coming over to our shore here in
Yes,
Malaysia. So
actually-
how do you see it?
I actually posted that story the other day. I think it
Okay.
went quite viral.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
went
you
quite
can
viral.
share with us how we shall
So there
deal
was
with
a
that.
corporate innovation program happened last week. Anyone went to that corporate innovation? Okay. Did you see that keynote from Ben? Yeah. So what did he talk about? You forgot, so you didn't pay attention. I'm going to tell Ben. So he was talking about China is already here. We see on the streets. BYD is everywhere. Anyone driving a Chinese EV? Don't worry, I won't ask you to leave. Chinese EV, Mishue is here. Although there's a latest news that Mishue is also, don't know what's going to happen to them.
I think all the
Larkin-
5 big brands are really
Yes, I mean, they're here. They're already here. I feel some of the businesses, I think they are also affected in some ways. We don't know what's the intensity. Because in any case, I think probably from the government perspective, they cannot stop investments from coming in also. And in many ways, it will also help to build the competitiveness of local SMEs. Because I think many SMEs are also quite comfortable, right? They said, okay, we just do whatever we can. But then once they know that their customers are being taken away by Chinese companies, they know they're in trouble. And normally it's too late. So my context of that post when I posted is, we cannot be silent about it. We need to start showing what we are building. I think Malaysia is a great example that I think we are quite lucky in many ways because we are not tied to just one industry. We are quite diversified. Tourism, agriculture, manufacturing. It's quite diverse. So that gives us some resiliency. Imagine I just spoke to somebody from Mauritius. Anyone been to Mauritius before? Okay, just one person. Can I see? So what's your name, sir? When did you go to Mauritius? What do you think? For tourism? For work, right? Very small population, is that correct? 1.2 million, I think, roughly. And, sorry? Very decisive. Okay, he's talking about the positive stuff. Maybe he has business there. But I spoke to a Mauritian. He said, a lot of Mauritians, they're struggling because they don't have enough jobs. They're not protected from the bigger, the economy, the war in Iran, for example, right? So I think in many ways, Malaysia's still lucky in a sense. Then I said, that's why we cannot be quiet in a sense. If you're building a business, showcase that or at least get people know about it because this is where we can become stronger. We can partner up. Wow. Your AI, is it? No idea. See? He's reminding you to go somewhere already.
I was tapping,
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. Using an iPhone? Oh, that's why. Kidding. Just kidding. So you have to showcase that you're building something and you leverage on your stories and tell people that you're building this so that people can find you. And this is where we can build a stronger ecosystem, a stronger companies in a sense, right? Because no one can do single thing one day. We have to find ways to work together. And what's great about platforms like this, we get an opportunity to collaborate and work with other entrepreneurs. Yeah, and stop being green aisle, I think. I think this is the best way to make our economy stronger. Yeah, except the guy who visited Mauritius. Kidding, man. What's your name? Sorry? Eric's. Wow, Eric. You have a few versions of you? Just one version of Eric. Okay, just kidding, man. No, I'm trying to be a stand-up comedian, by the way. Funny, you guys think funny? No, seriously, I'm learning, and I think humor is very important in life today because we cannot be too serious, lah. Yeah, cannot be too serious. Okay.
So I heard the second country to visit after China, Mauritius,
Mauritius. For tourism, lah.
for tourism.
Yeah, or for business, you can look for Eric's.
So
Okay.
actually, just now you mentioned about this, all this crisis that's going on. Malaysia is very fortunate. We are kind of like, we are kind of like protected in a way, right?
Yes.
But on the other hand, that's what makes us a bit laid back. We are a bit chin chai.
yes,
We are
correct.
okay. We are not that aggressive, right?
Yes.
I think even in the AI sector, you can see that for the past 12 months,
Mm-hmm.
Singapore have like shoot ahead.
Yes, correct.
So we are still taking our own sweet time. I think
Mhm.
there's a lot of people who are very concerned,
Yes.
especially SME, the speed
Mhm.
that we are going towards
Mhm.
this aspect. We may be wiped out, whether it's from the new Chinese wave or the AI wave.
Yes.
So how would you actually advise entrepreneurs to right now to transform that
Transform in terms of
in terms of whether it's marketing
Yep.
or in terms of the mindset?
mindset.
Yeah.
Yes. I think most importantly, it's about the mindset. The mindset, I think that's everything. So in fact, when I create my content, I focus on 4 content pillars. So if you get the chance to follow my socials, I normally talk about mindset, marketing, technology, and entrepreneurship in general. So mindset is very important because I think due to what we experience over the years, over the last since the formation of Malaysia from 1957, Malaysia is quite lucky in so many ways. We're not like in the Philippines where every year you have to survive either typhoon or earthquake or volcano. Right? We don't have that, at least for now. Yeah. In Sabah, sometimes you have earthquake, but at least still okay. Then if you look at Indonesia, huge population. In many ways, it is still quite unstructured in many aspects. So even people say, oh, we want to go to Indonesia, which is fine. But you know that the purchasing powers only happens in the big cities, and Indonesia is widespread. So how do we want to be competitive is really to shift that mindset that we cannot be comfortable. We have to really find ways to work with partners, to grow, to build something. And that's why Malaysia is great in many ways because we have gone through many phases of development. And in fact, Malaysia, up to today, we can produce almost anything, for sure. If you go to Klang, anyone from Klang here? Anyone from Klang? Don't worry, I won't call you a gangster. If you go to Klang, it's amazing. There are so many companies there building things and they get exported to all around the world. Technically, we can build anything in Malaysia. And that is why we are actually in a very good position. And that is why we have, as business owners or entrepreneurs, you have to show what you're building. If you're not showing, then nobody knows. Nobody wants to work with you. And that is the problem. I have met so many founders and business owners. They said, okay I don't want to, I just do my work and quiet earn my money and that's it right? Sorry. Yes.
We should try our best to tell everyone our story or whatever we are doing. But what is your opinion on, some people, they don't want to share because maybe there are some, protected IP or some, some skills, some tools that they just don't want people to know.
Mm-hmm.
So the moment they start sharing and
Yes.
people keep asking what technology you are using, and there are some ideas that somebody gonna try to replicate that.
Okay, valid question. Of course, you don't want to tell everything, right? You're not going to tell all the pieces of technology that you have, that you're building. By the way, there's an IP person here. Where's the IP person? Yes, talk to him later if you're concerned about your IP. Yeah, talk to him. Yes. You're not supposed to tell everything. I'm not telling all my workflows and whatever secret sauce that I have, right? The same thing. It's just sharing the journey, sharing the inspiration story of your people from that perspective. It's not about telling everything. You have to be very selective of what you want to tell also lah. Yeah.
Maybe I can add on to that.
Yes.
We have this joke, right? In marketing,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like when you want to entice, right?
Yes.
You show a bit of your leg, or you don't show all.
Oh, really? Did you show your legs?
I don't wear skirt today.
Yeah.
So you show a bit to like attract them, but don't
Yeah.
open up everything, right?
Yes, of course.
So I think the sharing part is very important because
Yes.
nowadays you can ask ChatGPT or any of this LM
Yeah.
model.
Yes.
A lot of things actually can be reviewed.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, truth be told, there is no fresh idea in this world. There is no fresh idea or you're the first to think about it. Most likely no. Unless if you actually just came back from another planet and you saw something there that you can build something here. No way you can say, hey, my idea is the first. My idea is the best. Yeah.
I think it's the speed of execution
Yes, the execution is everything, like the action.
and your creativity, innovations. Right?
Correct. All those lah. Yeah.
So as an entrepreneur, I think this is very crucial at this moment.
Yeah.
With all the war going on, right? The oil crisis and of course this looming economic recession that worries quite a bit here.
Mm.
As an entrepreneur, what would you think strategically that you can position yourself?
Okay. Firstly, we want to talk to there's a panel session happening at the back.
Oh, okay.
Which panel session is that? Can we join?
Hey guys.
Can we join? No, just kidding, man.
No, I just
Yeah. So we
don't worry.
back to your question again.
Yeah. Just want to address this particular issue, right?
Mhm.
At this moment, a lot of people are really concerned with the inflationary pressure.
Yes.
And of course, even with the oil crisis coming on,
Yes.
we do not know how the war will go, right,
Yes.
in 6 months' time. And there's also a looming economic recession.
Yes.
So as an entrepreneur, how could we actually strategically reposition ourselves
Yeah.
or get ourselves ready? Because in every crisis, there's always opportunity as well.
Yes. That's true.
So how would you advise or share with us?
Okay. I don't like to actually give advice lah. I just
Okay.
like to give
Share your
perspective.
thought. Yeah, perspective.
Perspective, right? Because everyone in this room, you guys can think already. You guys are wise enough. You have your experiences, but I just want to give my perspective, and I'm gonna go back to the same perspective of storytelling.
Okay.
Because when you have companies producing the same kind of thing, every company today, whatever they build, they're just gonna put the word AI to it, right? Or if they're making sambal, everyone's making sambal. But why do customers choose you is actually normally your story, I feel.
Okay.
And that's actually when sales happen, at least from my experience. The storytelling is actually going to make it different from the rest. How you position yourself. Because storytelling will give some positioning to your brand, to your company. And that's what's going to make it different for you.
Okay.
And I think a lot of Malaysians, this is my observation also, my perspective. Malaysians are thinking too small. We're just going to look at Malaysia, that's it. In fact, our customers should be global or at least regional, right? Regional, just like same, right? He's now into 6 countries, right? We should look into that. How can we build something, building the trust, showing our presence online, that we can get customers not just from Malaysia, but all around the world. And that's what makes Malaysia great. Malaysians are great people because we have different cultures and background. And this is what I believe when Chinese companies enter here, they struggle because they don't understand the local context. But we do, right? We do understand what is the local context. How do we expand? What kind of languages should we use for certain market segments, Malay speaking, Chinese speaking, Chinese banana, or whatever you call it lah. So these are the nuances that most China companies won't know on the ground. And this is still our advantage. And sadly, we are not truly leveraging on this. And I know a lot of companies, they like to work with Malaysian people more than any other countries in the world because they feel that we are trustworthy, we are hardworking, and we can. Exactly,
adaptability.
Nicki Minaj, right? Nicki, that's right. Yeah, multiple languages, and that's actually our plus point.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you so much for your sharing. I
Yes.
think I will want to stop here. Otherwise, I
We
think
can-
we want to get the floor,
Sure,
yeah,
please.
to get some Q&A. I think there's a lot of burning questions from any entrepreneurs who want Richard to, yeah.
Hi, Richard.
Hey, man.
Thanks. Actually, one of the challenges that we have sometimes when it comes to creating content for our social media is consistency.
Yes, correct.
Because probably I can do it for, let's say you want to do consistent posting or content publication for every 2 weeks, let's say 1 week or 2 weeks, once a week.
Okay.
But probably after 7 or 8 times, I run out of things to write already.
Yes.
So any tips for this kind of problems, or how do we,
What do you think?
I don't know. That's why
You don't know?
I really sometimes have to go around and look for inspiration.
Yes. And?
Yeah.
And?
Sometimes get it, sometimes no. That's why it will kill the consistency.
Yes.
Sometimes you get things to write,
Okay.
to post. So
Okay.
sometimes hire a few brains to
Okay.
actually help us to get some ideas.
And?
Yeah. So that's why I'm asking.
So you just answered your question.
Yeah. But what's your experience? I mean, from your experience.
Consistency is everything. So again, right? Arthur, you just shared about AI and everything.
Yes.
Again. But the human elements makes it difficult. Then he just mentioned despite all the AI and everything, why is it not happening? Because at the end of the day, we still need to execute. AI cannot fully execute that for you. I mean, it can now. It can now with, what do you call that? OpenClaw and everything, right?
That's the AI agent. Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible nowadays. But to infuse the human elements, your perspective, that is still very important today. And maybe you can talk to Arthur. Arthur, you can do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that part, right?
Yeah.
It can't replace the experience of a human, right? At the moment.
Yep.
At this moment, I think the dominant expertise of your field, that is very crucial.
Yes.
So if you go and put into any LLM model, right, you just ask them to give you 10, 20, 50 ideas
Yeah.
for free. You can generate for free.
Yes.
But most of the ideas you won't really,
Yeah, you said, hey, this is not good. This is acceptable.
yeah, for your local context, you may not actually use
yes.
it.
So that's why your local knowledge, context, experience, POV, that is still very, very important. You still have to infuse that. Then the consistency, only you know how to do it. Either you force yourself to be consistent or you hire me. Okay? Because we focus on consistency. We have a team to build your content, to strategize, to get your consistency going. Because the algorithm loves consistency. You cannot just post one content this week and then 2 weeks later, it's not going to work. And that's why a lot of companies don't grow because of that. Yeah. No problem.
I think that's why the OpenClaw has become quite popular as well, because it gives a certain consistency.
Yes, correct.
But the danger is that actually they can post anything, that the thing should be posted.
Yes.
So if you don't have any guardrails or someone to really oversee, you could be really into deep trouble.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen people like creating short videos purely using AI, and they've been growing like 30, 40,000 followers. But when I look at the content, right, wow, this is super robotic content, and I don't want to watch it because there's no human inside. Everything, that it is purely AI generated, everything.
Yes.
And as I said, AI will make everything the same. What's going to make it different? It's your stories.
Yeah, I absolutely agree to
Yeah.
that. Because everyone is unique
Yes.
in your own way,
Correct.
in your own experience.
And that is something so powerful. Again, it is so powerful. So powerful.
Yeah. I think we are still open for all. Any more questions from you guys? You can ask anything.
This session
Richard is here.
This session is at 4:30, right? Or what time do we finish?
Actually, yeah, it's actually closed at 4:30.
Oh, 4:30.
But I
okay.
think if you have something to share, we'd love you to share a bit more.
Anything that you guys want me
But
to share, please ask me.
Yeah.
You already asked just now. I want to give that person first. Later. Hey,
Okay.
don't worry. Later.
Okay.
Hey, what's your name, by the way?
Hazwan.
Hazwan. Okay.
Okay.
Dari mana Hazwan?
I asal Muar tapi
Semua.
from PJ lah just now.
I see. Okay.
Okay, so my question, I've been in industry doing 3D visualization
Okay.
for product,
Okay.
for furniture, office design.
Yes.
So a lot of my experience is somewhere in doing production on animation,
Okay.
marketing materials.
Betul?
So this term of story,
Yes.
I've been hearing about it like long time already,
Yes.
and it's still relevant today. But one question that always I keep thinking about it is how you jump from one story to another as a brand.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you need to talk about product,
Yes.
and also like you mentioned, you also need to talk about something that is not related to product.
Yes.
How do you jump between that? Is it like
Okay.
you have to finish one story and then continue to
Okay.
another story or campaign?
Okay. Let me answer that. You can imagine people when they go to social media, especially if people don't know your brand, lah, Hazwan. They're not gonna look at you and see you as a TV series. No. They see you as at that point in time. At that point in time. So it doesn't matter whether you want to do a series or not, unless if your brand is already big, then it makes sense to do series of videos. But if you are a new brand, you don't have to look at series. You just think what you feel can become beneficial for my potential audience. And the great thing about social media today is when you create content, they push your content to potentially relevant audience. Potentially relevant audience. And Gary V mentioned this a couple of months ago or last year. It's no longer about social media today. It is interest media. The content that serves you will be based on what you're interested in. And that's actually how the algorithms are going to change. So it doesn't matter whether we want to jump or not. But in my experience, and even we do this for our clients, when we create content, we focus on three things. I see Nikki's trying to make notes already. You educate, you inspire, or you entertain. Three things. So a lot of people, especially on socials, it's easy to entertain. Yeah, it's easy to create entertaining content, which is fine, totally fine. But the biggest missed opportunities are people who don't create content that is educational or inspirational. Yeah, so that is the opportunities I feel. Yeah, so don't worry, just put it out there. You have to, how do you say, make it messy. Make it messy. I know you're into design. Don't worry, especially your content, especially if you're trying to build something first. Don't worry, you have to try it. Put it out there, see what works, see which engagement is better, then you double down. That's how it is. Okay? Are you into bodybuilding? Just for fun. See, this is something so powerful. Now, I know that you like 3D design, you're from Moa, and you like bodybuilding for fun. And that's actually a niche itself. Instead of you trying to find a niche, you become the niche. Yeah. And you attract people who are relevant and people who like your content. Yes, sir. Winston Churchill. He can shout, he can shout. Are you a singer, sir?
Okay, my name is Winston. Just to add on what you are saying just now,
Yes.
can you say that something like the recent festival video, like Chinese New Year festival, that kind of YouTube short movies or Hari Raya short movies that they have emotional, inspired?
It can be if you have the budget.
Something like that you are referring to, something like that.
Not necessarily.
Your point. I mean, not necessarily.
Not necessarily. It can be of anything. So, for example, if you see a lot of content that performs today, the content that is actually not even heavily edited, like people just take out their phone like this, and then they're gonna start recording and rambling about certain topics. No editing, and post it out, those are the ones that actually perform the best actually, because it is authentic. It is authentic. It shows the human side. It expresses the human emotions. And that, I believe, with your character, what business are you in? B2B, not massage. B2B. What kind of, so many B2B, right? But you have to tell me which one, so that's why I don't have to guess. Industrial, again, it's very generic. What is the specific product? Electronics, okay. So you can talk about electronics. You understand about the semiconductor industry? See, this is so powerful. Winston Churchill, who's not into B2B, and he can talk about semicon, yeah, and has an uncle face. Not to say it's bad, but it's old school. See, that is powerful, you know. And imagine people who likes his content. He can attract. I think he can attract. He has that face. He has that face. Good face. I'm not saying bad face. Everybody trying to be young, right? And that is a topic that he can talk about. How can you be younger at this age?
Just do a content together with the big size guy at the back.
Yeah.
How do you beef up?
Yeah. So that's why I said it's a powerful thing. Sometimes you think it's nothing, right? But it's actually everything. Seriously. You feel it's nothing, but it's everything. Yeah. And I just want to share my perspective here, if you don't mind. The world is designed for the Industrial Revolution. Think about it. Of course, now 4, back then it was 1.0. When they start building the first Ford, Ford one, T1, T model,
T2 model.
T model. The world is designed so that we operate in that way. We work, of course, we have to go series of education, which is still needed today. But you know what happened, right? We work from 9 to 6, of course, because that's when the factories operate. So when COVID happens, everything was disrupted. And then we were taught that we have to retire by 65. Why do we have to retire by 65? I don't know. Why? Can somebody tell me why? Why? Maybe Winston's the closest to 65.
So that you have enough money to spend, enough time to spend, right? Whatever you earn through your life.
Yes. But if you look at from the Industrial Revolution perspective, they want you to retire so that they can absorb younger people to work at the factories who are more productive, who have more energy.
Change blood, they call change blood.
Change blood, yeah. So, sorry, I don't believe in retirement by 65. I believe for as long as we are still alive, we should still contribute. And how Winston can contribute is teaching people how to live longer, how to look younger, right? He can always share something. And with his perspective of semiconductor, and this is, as I said, the world is moving toward interest media. And for sure, there are people who are interested in semiconductor topics because it is the hot thing right now. Yeah. So that's what I believe in. That's my perspective.
Yeah, I think from what I hear from you is like a lot of people are not sure what to share on the content, but each and every one of us actually have a very unique experience and expertise.
Yeah.
And that may not relate even to the product that you're selling.
Arthur, I'm surprised. Do you know why I'm surprised? Because you said people don't know. And we were just advocating about AI.
Yeah.
Then you have to ask AI. Ask, and then you infuse with your own nuances, your perspectives, your stories, your childhood, whatever you observe. Give it away. And then Hazwan's still there. Hazwan's still worried about AI and everything, but he's using AI and putting all his privacy into AI.
So is it good or bad?
So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
100 years from now, no one's going to be in this room.
Okay. So just be yourself, be authentic, just give all out, right?
Yeah.
Don't
I think
care
that's
so
me.
much.
That's me, right? I'm not saying that you should be following my path, but
Okay.
do things that you feel the most right for you lah. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Any more questions from the? Oh, okay, the back.
Thank you, Richard, for the sharing.
Sure.
I think you spoke about interest media, and I just wanted to know because you spoke about Khairul Aming.
Yes.
And we also have the Tim Tia. Right?
Yes.
So they both do short form content. They're very good at it. But Khairul Aming, his content is very much related to his business.
Correct.
Whereas Tim, his content is very much related to what's happening in the world. They both work on interest media.
Yes.
But I guess my question is, as somebody who is just starting a business, which one should you focus on? Something that's more related to your business model, or something that is more related to something that generates interest and is educational?
I think I would go for the path of number 2. The reason is, say for example, sorry, what's your name again? Khalid, Mohammed Khalid. Khalil or Khalid? D lah. You see, getting old already.
No, I'm just
Kidding. Khalid.
reminds me of Khalil Noor.
I see. Khalid, right? I believe in building a personal brand. Do you know why? Because say for example, what business are you running? Pet care. Okay, pet care. Say for any reason, maybe that I hope you will grow, but for any reason, maybe that will not grow, right? If you have a strong brand, the next thing that you're building, you can leverage on your brand already. Just like Khairul Aming, as I said, if his sambal doesn't do well, if he sells bicycle, he can still sell bicycle because he has built a quite a strong brand lah. But if you're not comfortable with you showing your face, and I think this is a valid question. A lot of people say, I don't want to be in camera lah. Anybody feels that? I don't feel comfortable to be in front of camera. Anyone? Okay, so many people. I'm trying to advocate you to change that mindset. That's fine. Anybody doesn't like your voice. You hate your voice. Cannot be only one person. Okay. I used to feel the same. But again, you just have to do it. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah. Okay.
I think there's a lot of self-judgment, right?
Yes.
How we should really look like or say what we say.
Yes.
How we should actually sounds like, right?
Yes.
Because we have a lot of things to compare.
Correct.
But you'll be surprised, some of the celebrity that you see, whether it's a singer, everybody will say this is such a, I think there's a Chinese singer called
old already.
the fish.
Hey, ask Vincent how to stay young.
That's a song called The Fish, okay?
Okay.
But this guy who is very young in his teens, right? He liked to sing. But his sounds actually is so high. He actually sounds like a woman. I think you know, right?
I don't know.
Zhou Shen.
I see. Okay.
So this unique sound is so unique that everyone around him just say you are not male or female.
I see. Okay.
He was like chastised, But then it was so unique that now he's like worldwide.
Famous.
He's famous
Okay.
for that particular sound.
Yes.
So sometimes we actually do not know what strength you have
Yes.
until you bring it out to the world.
That's true.
You will have your audience.
Correct.
You will have
Yes.
your fans, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, how many billion people in this world? 8 billion, right? Even if you just say 0.0000001% believe in what I do, and that's already quite sizable lah. Sorry, I don't know what's the math lah. So how much is that? How many is that? Quite a lot lah. Still quite a lot, right? Yeah. So imagine, Again, imagine if you guys know Mariah Carey. Anybody doesn't know Mariah Carey? Of course you know her. She sings every Christmas. Imagine if nobody knows Mariah Carey. Yeah. Because what's great about 20 or 30 years ago, or not what's great lah. Many decades ago, people did not have the platform to promote themselves. They have to go through record labels, to for them to bring them up. But today, as you said, everyone has that tool already right in front of them. And you just have to showcase whether it's your interest, your hobby, and bring it to the world. Yeah. And I think that's how we can progress as mankind. And I also believe, I'm going to give you my short perspective here. You guys know when we studied about the Renaissance, right? Renaissance? What is the Renaissance?
The 凤凰 ah.
The age of enlightenment,
Yeah,
they call it, which happened in the 16th century.
like Tang Dynasty.
Yeah,
Those,
yeah. People start to explore being creative, creating something. I think we are going through the same phase right now. But we are living in a digital renaissance where everybody can showcase their work, showcase their expertise in a platform that people can learn from. And I think that's something so powerful. I'm sure, Arthur, you have lots of things that you can teach others.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
there's one thing that I've been doing for years is Tai Chi.
Tai Chi? Okay.
Yeah, for like 17 years.
Wow.
So actually, I also have that concern, right? How could that relate to whatever I do? Who will actually really listen, you know? In fact, you'll be surprised in China,
Yes.
it's such a huge
It is big.
industry.
Yes.
It's huge, yeah.
The whole Tai Chi. Imagine your expertise in Tai Chi. Do you practice every day, is it?
Yeah, every day.
What time?
7:30 to 9.
Okay. And you're also quite active in using computers.
Oh, yes.
Yes, right?
I just finished coding yesterday.
So imagine you're doing
Hackathon.
you're doing Tai Chi while programming your AI.
I'm thinking to do a Tai Chi app on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it will interest people who likes Tai Chi.
It's
And
a
people
very
who like-
niche market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally fine. Totally fine. Again, it's your story, man. It is your own story. And for sure, there are audiences out there, especially once you create the content, it will be pushed to non-followers who have no idea about your existence, but they might find it interesting. Yeah.
I found something interesting recently. I did till now about 30,000 AI songs.
Okay.
And when I put up in the TikTok, actually I don't have much followers.
Yes.
But then I'll be surprised. During Thaipusam, actually I put Indian song, Hindi. My largest
Oh.
following is actually from Indian community.
Wow. Okay. So sometimes that's why in social media today, right? Even if you have 100 followers, so I'm going to tell you about how the algorithm works. Are you guys interested to know? Are you going to ask me that? Are you sure?
Yeah, me too. How do
Okay.
you make up to the 500,000 followers, right? The algorithm.
1,000 followers. A couple of years ago, people talked about hashtags.
Yes, correct.
And then realized recently, like even Instagram limits your hashtags.
Yes.
And TikTok also now totally limits your hashtags. And
Hashtags,
they're
yes.
even encouraging you to, because like in TikTok, you don't really like read what's the narrative below.
Yes.
But apparently now it's like they're promoting you to write a narrative.
Right.
And apparently, I heard from somewhere now the AI is catching up what you say in your video.
Yeah.
And they're using that to push. So I'm not a person that's going to be like following Facebook's algorithm is what, IG's algorithm is what. I just want to like what you said, be consistent in what I need to do.
Yes.
And not be guilty that it's all havoc.
Mm-hmm.
Because I try to think I want to place it out this way.
Yes.
And I say, since I've not got this out, I won't put this out. But now you're saying it's okay for me to do that. So for me to just do that, that is one thing to be consistent to do that. Yeah. I'm not going to be worried about the algorithms unless it came into my space.
Yes.
So that's my question to you on that.
Okay. So on the algorithm today, it doesn't matter whether you have 10 followers or 100 followers. If the algorithm, say for example, Nikki's going to post a video on TikTok this afternoon. What is your interest? What do you like to do? Beauty and wellness. So you can talk to Winston also. So for example, you created a video on how to look young, like example, yeah? 3 tips on how to look young. So maybe it's your first time creating this video today. And you posted it on TikTok. So this is the baseline algorithm. Once you post the video, and you just started this account today with 2 followers. Winston is one of them. Yeah, 2 followers. the algorithm is going to show this content to, they call it fresh audiences, brand new audiences who have no idea about Nikki's existence. So these fresh people will see that content. Say, for example, this is your day one, ma. So of course, normally your day one, probably not so interesting. Maybe, or maybe it's interesting. Let's assume it's not interesting yet. So day one, Nikki posted, content was too long, 3 minutes for a short video. People stop watching it. So normally it's the first 500 people. They see it, said not interesting lah. So they swipe. So from the algorithm perspective, this content is not interesting. So it's going to push it down. But then Nikki got disappointed. Yeah. And then said, okay, I'm going to try again. Tomorrow, shorter videos, 45 seconds, more concise, more meat, better editing. Post the video. The video is going to be shown again to 500 fresh people, and people like it. So from the algorithm perspective, how do they measure the likes? They will measure how fast do people respond to the video, whether they engage in the video, they like, they comment, they share. These are all indicators to show that that content is good, and whether people actually watch the whole video or not. Normally, if they watch more than 60%, the algorithm says, hey, this is a good content. So from that 500 people, it's going to show to a larger audiences, maybe say 2,000 to 3,000 people. And you are getting the same responses to that video. And then those 2,000, 3,000 people, they like it. And then they start to be interested in Nikki's content. And then the algorithm says, okay, we're going to show this to larger audiences. 100,000 people. Same result. Great performance. And that's when Nikki starts to go viral. And that's when, normally when video goes viral, like 100,000 views, 200,000 views on TikTok, normally we will grow by 1,000 or 2,000 followers. Yeah, so that's how it works. So again, do not be discouraged if your video doesn't perform. Just continue doing it and just be really consistent about it. Yeah. Okay? Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, maybe we can actually get one more question. Anyone would like to? Oh, okay. Two more here.
Hi, Richard.
Hey, man.
My name is Daniel. So I'm in a digital marketing space as well.
Nice.
So my niche is helping mostly clinic owners.
Sorry?
So clinic owners.
Cleaning owners.
Yeah, clinics.
Cleaning the house, is it?
Clinics.
Clinics.
Yeah,
clinics. I
like-
said cleaning owners.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
clinics like
Clinics.
dentists, etc.
Nice.
So my question is, because this is a relative new company, and
Yes.
I believe that building story is very important. So like building personal brand, I'm doing the founder-led approach.
Yes.
But I also saw that, sometimes founder-led approach, right? You get kind of scalability problem.
Yes.
Because, it's all about founder, and founder
Yes.
only have 24 hours per day.
Correct.
So my question is, right, should I stick with this approach, or maybe there's another better approach? Maybe I can bring in more brand stories, How
Yep.
would the approach be like?
Okay.
So that's my question.
So the owner is comfortable with to be in camera?
Yeah, I'm because
You're the owner
Yeah,
lah.
I'm the one.
I say you're the owner lah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
I'm
Okay.
comfortable in being in front of camera. This
Okay.
one, yeah.
Meaning you can lah.
Yeah, I can. But for myself, I'm concentrating about this, and I do have clients as well
Okay.
that are very reliant on putting their face out.
I
But
understand.
when they have maybe another face in, it doesn't have as much engagement or interaction
Okay.
as compared to founder-led approach.
Yes,
lah.
of course,
So that's
yeah.
like the constraint here.
Okay.
So for me, my concern is, should I worry about this, or I just do it first and
Are you worried?
a little bit, but not too much, I think.
That's your answer. Seriously. Again, I don't like to give advice lah, right? But I think my perspective is you just do it lah. Yeah, just continue doing it actually. And when you double down on whatever performing, it will continue to perform. And what you can also do you have team members?
Yeah.
For sure, bringing your team members to the content, I think also helps. Shows that you're not the only one in the company. You also have teams, highlight their work. Yeah, that's one way lah. Yeah.
Sound advice.
Are you sure or not? Okay.
I'll try. I'll apply first.
Okay. I'm watching you. Okay. think one last one, is it?
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Gabriel.
Hi, Gabriel.
My question is, how do you use storytelling to differentiate your brand in a saturated market where everyone is competing for the same audience attention? Yeah.
So again, as I said, the storytelling is the most unique thing. No one has your story. Anyone can use AI to create content, but no AI at this stage, I feel, can truly duplicate your story. What you experience today at this point in time, at this hour, at 3:41 p.m. And that's what actually is going to cut you through the noise. But of course, storytelling is not just one, right? There's so many ways to tell stories. It's about going through that experience. Normally, what I would challenge people is, if you are truly serious about building something on your socials, create your first 100 short videos. 100. So literally that is like once a day for 3 months. Can you do it? It can be 20 seconds, 30 seconds. It can be 1 minute. Depends on what is that context that you want to tell. What is that thing that you want to tell? Yeah.
Must be the same time?
Sorry?
Must it be same time? Morning, afternoon, night?
What do you mean?
When you put in the post, your content.
For me, I feel it's normally when during the prime time, prime time the best, or when people go for their lunch. When they go for lunch, they're waiting for their food. When people commute inside MRT or LRT, sometimes at night it works.
Okay.
Yeah, but in general, make sure that your content is good, and you can only be good if you do it consistently. And consistently, I feel you guys, man. I feel you. It's the hardest thing to do, to be consistent.
Thank you so much for Richard. I think it's amazing. Let's give a good clap.
Thank you.